just left Eleuthera and we started to head back to Nassau on our way slowly back to Florida. We are north of Rose Island, just on the east side of Nassau, and this is the most perfect beach I think I could ever imagine. Oh, something just happened to Caleb. He's hiking on the beach. Okay, as I was saying, I think it's the most perfect beach, and I'll show you why. There's perfectly white sand, water that the boys can like bodyboard off of, snorkel off of, and then there's a reef system just over here. There's not a reef, like a bunch of coral heads, so they can snorkel their little heart's desire. And then way out there, there's like a little Gilligan's Island, private island, sandbar with palm trees out there. So we'll get to go see that and explore that too. This little island has it all, the white sandy beaches and places to explore. We aren't 100% sure, but from a few locals, we heard that this island used to be where tourist excursions would come for the day. The tourists could use the facilities, and then they'd get to watch a pirate ship battle, and they'd find hidden treasure along the shoreline. We all had such a great time relaxing and walking around. The boys got to play with tons and tons of hermit crabs and make little villages for the crabs to walk around.
Make a new city where they will just be explorers.
Afternoons were the time for pop-up thunderstorms, so it was time to head back to the boat. The next morning, we got all of our gear that was still working or not lost and enjoyed the amazing reefs and coral heads around Rose Island.
2, 1.
We went to another snorkel spot just off the West Bay in Nassau. Another beautiful spot. Since we saw a few black tips, or possibly a bull shark headed our way while snorkeling, we took the time to get back in our high field and check out another little island close by.
Left Nassau early this morning, like with the sun coming up. We've been cruising now for almost 4 hours, is that right? Yeah, almost 5 hours actually. We've gone 42 miles already, and we're just leaving the tongue of the ocean. Right now we're in 600 feet of water, and that pole, you can see it over there, it sits in probably like 15 to 20 feet of water. So from here to like that boat up there, we're gonna real quickly get shallow. We're gonna cross the bank today, so we'll do 105 miles I think today, from Nassau to Bimini.
This is by far our longest passage ever. We are doing 115 nautical miles in one straight shot. Mostly because weather. We are slaves to weather. Weather drives everything. We decided to be wise with the weather and take the good crossings when we could, instead of playing a little bit longer like we would prefer, because I can't ask for better weather windows than this to cross the deep tongue of the ocean, the bank, and then the Gulf Stream back to Florida. So we are heading back to Florida because the weather is so perfect. I mean, the water is just absolutely beautiful today. But it means for long days, long nights, and we wanted to beat some bad weather before Friday and Saturday when the wind starts back up again. Only 41.4 nautical miles to go. The water keeps changing. It's beautiful. Now it's like a clear white, light blue. It's so pretty. I took a nap because we got up really early and I was unable to sleep really well, because whenever we're gonna get up for a long passage or we're preparing for something, I have trouble like putting my brain to sleep. So I had trouble sleeping, so I was able to take a nap. Gorgeous out here. There's no one here. The boys are watching Pirates of the Caribbean. So fitting. And Chris is downstairs reading. We just kind of shuffle around, take turns, move about the boat.
You like these calm days, don't you?
Dad, we aren't even at the beach yet, and Kayla's
That's Michaela.
Did you shut that door, Carter?
Yes, I did. Told you I did.
Our last day in the Bahamas, we checked out in Bimini and enjoyed one last sunset on the beach. in the Gulf Stream, crossing back to Florida. It's an absolutely like gorgeously flat, calm day. We're still rocking because this swell is just a teeny swell, but it's coming at us quartering, so it picks up our rear end and just kind of shakes us a little. But we are still 28 nautical miles from the inlet that we want to go in. And I have seen Miami and Fort Lauderdale for about 2 nautical miles. So about 30 miles out, I'm able to see Miami. That's crazy. I think it's the weather is just like immaculate. Like the sun is perfectly shining. The water's perfectly flat and calm. We are only going about 7.7 knots today. We are fighting the Gulf Stream a tiny bit, and we did the math. Instead of using the Gulf Stream assist to give us about 10 or 11 knots, that would put us about 30 miles north of where we wanted to go. So we figured the gain in speed would lose us a lot in distance in the direction we actually want to go. We're going to head back south to the Florida Keys and hang out in the Keys for the summer. So enjoy hurricane season in beautiful sunny Florida Keys. We do also have some lines out trying to catch some fish. I don't know if it's our lures or what we're doing, but we just have not caught any fish except for that one barracuda. But we'll see. I'm really hoping. I mean, it's so calm. I've got that line out so stinking far. It's beyond past our prop wash. So we'll see. Hopefully we catch something today. Just south of Miami in Biscayne Bay, you'll find a dozen houses on stilts. They date back to the 1930s, when crawfish Eddie Walker built the first shack above the water. Rumor has it, it was a place for elites to be seen and home to illegal alcohol and gambling operations. At its peak, there were 27 homes, but due to hurricanes, fires, and ravages, only 7 remain. All are currently part of the Biscayne National Park and are only accessible by permit.
Good morning, fellow boater.
Viewers, well, whatever. They might not live on a boat. Welcome to Talking from Our Aft this week. This week we got back to Florida. We thought we were going to take a slow road back to America from the Bahamas, and it turned out it was like a 1.5 day trip. Yeah. So, real quick, let's answer why it was so quick back, and then we'll answer what our plan is for hurricane season. So
the answer is weather. We were looking at our weather opportunities, and we only like to move on calm days.
Yep.
And we had
I only like to move on calm days.
We had a 2 or 3 day window, and then the weather after that didn't look good for several more weeks. And we had a time frame this time, which we didn't like, but we had it. It sounds silly to say the month wasn't long enough to cruise the Bahamas, but it really isn't. I mean, if you can get yourself at least 3 months, I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I just felt the whole time I was on high end and anxiety. Not like I was. That sounds weird. There's no great way to explain it, but you can't slow down and enjoy it as much when you're constantly having to watch the weather because you have a timeline you have to be back.
We kind of spoiled ourselves the first time we cruised it when we had no time frame. We were there for 8 months, and whenever we got someplace, we were just there at that place until we were like, okay, I'm done here. This time it was we get there and okay, what's our next move? When are we? So you're always looking. I don't feel like you have to ever slow down and really just take in what was there.
Yeah, we were like constantly. It just felt like a constant. Yeah, moving and unmoving. So it was a little bit not as relaxing. We still got to see some super awesome stuff. Don't regret going there at all.
Yep.
And
now that we're back in Florida, we can tell you, because of course our videos are a little bit delayed, but we can tell you that we did make the right choice. We had the good weather window. There was another crossing window for a couple of weeks, right?
Like 3 weeks at least. And we had committed to coming back to work. So Then I guess, so that explains why we left so quickly, because like in the video I said, I couldn't pass up those perfect weather windows.
Yeah.
Like it was, you saw the oceans were just absolute calm glass. That's how I like to cross the Gulf Stream. So now it's hurricane season.
Yep.
And what are we doing for hurricane season? How are we preparing? What are we doing?
So hurricane season, as most folks know, is the end of the summer, beginning of the fall.
Summertime.
They say it starts what, June?
June 1st to November 1st.
Yeah, but most of your hurricanes happen August and September.
But hurricanes don't own calendars, so just because like hurricane
don't.
season's over November 1st.
Yeah, and even then we saw hurricanes in. Didn't we see them in November when we were cruising the first time in the Bahamas? A year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, like November 17th, the hardest hurricane ever to hit Central America. They actually had two within like a week.
So just because the season says this is a season doesn't mean it's not. It couldn't happen some other time. But generally, it's August, September is the hotbed months you got to watch out. And we've learned, we've talked to people who've been in the Keys, because we're back in the Keys for Florida, and people have gone through hurricanes with boats, and we found our best plan is just to find a good marina. Mm-hmm. Most hurricanes are going to be your smaller ones, right? Your storms, your 2s and 3s and 1s and stuff. Mm-hmm. This particular boat that we live on actually went through Irma in the Florida Keys at a dock, and it survived just fine.
It has some like rub rashes.
And some water damage from where wind leaked in and stuff, but a good marina with tied up properly, we found is our best protection. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we've done. We've gone ahead and we're off anchor. We're on a marina right now. We're on a dock.
Mm-hmm. We haven't been at a dock consistently since August of 2020. We've hit a marina here and there now and then for weather or an overnight or a mechanical issue, but to sit at a marina,
knowing we're going to be here for the next 3 or 4 months. Yeah.
This is kind of also what our kids needed. Our kids were ready to just kind of like have quick access to land, so this is a nice change. So, our insurance still thinks we're stupid for being in the Florida Keys for hurricane season, but it's possible. It's doable.
Yep. It's funny, we've lived on the boat now for 3 years, and we've calculated 2 years of that we've spent on anchor overnight. So we've spent more nights on the boat tied up or on anchor than we have at the dock or the marina. So getting back to marina, everything feels so easy now.
Like
water tank's low, no big deal. Just turn on the water and fill it.
Yeah,
or
even the haul water.
Yeah, just it's a nice, relaxing change.
Life in a marina is not the same as life on anchor.
No, we've noticed like we don't use our outside space as much at a marina because bugs.
It is like I'm getting eaten alive by no-see-ums right now, versus on anchor you're a mile offshore or about whatever, and the bugs don't come out to you. So that's one negative, I would say.
Yep. But anyway, so that's our plan is to hurricane here, and we have insurance. Oh, I was saying earlier, if it costs category 5 is going to come through in your type of marina, and it's going to take out, because we have friends that have the whole marina they were in has been taken out before. Was that Michael or whatever that nailed them up in the Panhandle?
Oh, they got hit with a few. Yeah,
but
I don't know.
There's not a lot you can do about that. I mean, if a storm is going to come through and wipe out a whole area, it's going to come through and wipe out a whole area, like Dorian did with the Bahamas. There were lots of boats on land that ended up sunk. So there's only so much you can do. And so we've learned, we're like, okay, good solid, good location, good side of the island, tie it up. And then if it gets big and nasty, we get in our car and we drive away.
So I was going to answer that question as far as like, well, what are you going to do if there's a category 5 or category 4 even? My family means more than my home. Yeah. So we are not opposed to just ditching the boat. If it sinks, it sinks. Like Chris said, we can't help it. I can't control how big it comes, and I'm not going to risk moving it right before hurricane. Yeah. It's safe where it's at. My family comes first, and we'll move my family first.
Yep. So that's our hurricane plan. Some people haul boats out of the water for a couple of months. You know, if you're a seasonal traveler and you're not in the area, that can make a lot of sense. So
we live on it though, so we have to have.
Some people just move to different locations for that whole season. There's a lot of insurances that say you can't be, and they draw a box. Say you can't be in this hurricane box, and so people go to Guatemala. People go down to what's the other one? Is it Grenada? No. Grenada.
Grenada, which got hit by a tropical storm
last year, this year?
Like just in the last week.
I did not. But so there's spots, and other people go up north. So anyway, that's just food for thought. That's our plan is to just hunker down
And while we're here in the Florida Keys over the summertime, we are both working. So Chris has always enjoyed his job working, taking people snorkeling, scuba diving, and I get to work with him now. So I do the check-in and desk stuff. So it's been a really great summer, and then the kids have enjoyed hanging out. They finally have a little independence.
Yep.
They either come to work with us or hang out, and then they get to go to the pool all day here at the marina. They do the chores for us, so they've really taken on a lot, and they're doing great. We're all doing really good.
Yep.
It's good for us.
Anyway, hope that answers questions. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Please make sure and stay tuned, as we do have some news coming up that we'd like to share, our future plans and what's changing, because on a boat life, everything changes. And so anyway, we'll let you know. Thanks again for watching, but as always, remember. You gonna say it?
I thought you were
No.
gonna say it. Enjoy the journey.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.